Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Studio Series 86. This is Voyager class Ratchet. So with this video we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We're going to of course see how he compares to the original owner of the mold. We'll see how he looks and differs from other versions of Ratchet that have been released in similar toy lines. We will then of course bring in some other figures from the same toy line just to see how he compares with them, and of course we can do, just for a bit of fun, a comparison with his generation 1 self as well, just to see, I suppose, how far we've come since then. So as you can see, loads to get through with this video. So as I pop all these away, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if they'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please. And then the other is to thank In Demand Toys in the UK, which is where I purchased this. And as you can see, they got him to me quickly and safely. Right, let's have a look at the packaging first then. So Voyager class box, so it is quite big. That's probably why there's quite a bit of space at the roof there. He is obviously packaged in his robot mode, and we've got the artwork for the robot on the front. On the side we've got a close-up, I suppose, of his head, the bust of him rather. And then on the back we can see he's going to take 25 steps to transform. And I said this in the videos previously, that I prefer this white colour scheme compared to the original red for Ironhide. Right, let's have a look at him then. And again, this was of course an absolute no-brainer for Hasbro and Takara. As soon as we saw the Ironhide figure, they did it with the core class, and of course we knew they were going to do it with this. There he is. That is of course, the background is the space shuttle from the movie. That's just a little bit more robust there. And then we've got the instructions and that little bit of paper. What else have we got? Let's have a look. Just, I suppose, no, that's it. All of his things you can see are visible either side. So let me just set him free from there and I'll come right back to you. Okay, then as you can see, we've set him free from the packaging. It's time for some first impressions. And once again, this just doesn't disappoint. Now, when these first came out, or sorry, when Ironhide first came out, there was a little bit of, I suppose, people moaning because of the fact that he is, oh, I've just noticed these are all attached still as well. So I've set him free and there is still these parts on as well, be aware of that. The size of the figure, obviously for a Voyager class, and what that's mainly due to, you will see in a second, is his articulation and the engineering as well. The figure itself though, I mean, it's beautiful. Look at the head sculpt. It is fantastic. It is like he's just jumped off a screen, apart from the fact that maybe these there, if they couldn't do the full cross, they perhaps should have just kept the Autobot logo and not worried too much about the cross. Me personally, I like the translucent blue windscreen. It's not too detrimental to me. I think it makes him look really good. And again, I know that this splits the fandom down the middle whether they want translucent or not, but the head sculpt, as you can see, is beautiful. The articulation is all the way around, and he does look up and down as well. These shoulders will go all the way out to the side. They will spin all the way around as well, completely unassisted. What's the word I'm after? They will go all the way around. They're not blocked off by anything. There's a swivel underneath the shoulder. There's a bicep flexion. There is even a wrist swivel. There's a tiny gap in the back of his forearms, but again, that is mainly due to transformation. There's as good as an ab crunch there, because it will bend over and he'll still balance, which you can see there. This skirt here will allow the legs to kick full all the way up and all the way out, so past pretty much just about the point of splits. He does have a swivel at the top of the hips. He does obviously have a knee bend, and he's got a really good ankle tilt and rock forwards and backwards. The word I was looking for there was unrestricted. There's no restrictions there to stop that go in all the way around. Lovely little Autobot logo there at the front, and indeed these nice two weapons there as well. Now I believe the light bar can come off, I'm not too sure. I'm not going to pull it off though, just in case. But as far as first impressions go, I'm sure you'll agree he looks really, really good. Right, let's have a look at him in his alternate mode, then we'll come back and do all the comparisons as well then. Okay, then we're back, and as you can see, he is in his alternate mode. Obviously, the transformation video is separately uploaded as a tutorial, so I hope it helps you out, but I've kept it out of this video to keep the main length of the video down. I will quickly mention, though, that it is very, very clever, very ingenious, so if you've not seen it before and you want to see it, you can, and if, of course, you don't want to see it because you want to experience it yourself for the first time when you buy it, you don't have to watch it. The one thing I will, again, mention is it is quite tough clipping this together, but you'll see that in the tutorial. The alternate mode itself, though, it's just good. I just really like it. It's so clever the way that, of course, these were the legs and they all fold out. And once again, I have no issue with the translucent blue plastic. However, it perhaps is a little too transparent now on this side because, of course, you can see the back of his head. I've just quickly checked the instructions, and I do believe you can take the light bar off. Oh, there you go. As simple as that. They slot off there, and what this is going to do is give you the ability, if you wanted to pop the guns on the roof like so. Only problem is once you do that, I've no idea where you're going. Oh no, can you pop these underneath? Perhaps you could swap them around. Yeah, so look, you can actually store these underneath. They do fall off quite easily though. All they are being held on by is that teeny little tab there. And once again, this is my complete first impressions. I don't like to watch other people's reviews because I think it just might sway my judgment on them ever so slightly. The color matching is brilliant. That's another thing I think that's quite important, and something where they perhaps struggled over the last couple of years. I love the fact you've got the black tires and the silver trim on the inside. You could also, if you wanted to, if you want to keep the light bar on, which I'm definitely going to be, we can then pop these underneath. Now let's see if I'm getting this the right way around, because then I believe these can double up as, I suppose, some twin exhaust. They perhaps, I don't know, actually you can get away with that. I wasn't too sure if you'd be able to get away with that or not. Now this is a little bit bittersweet for me. Here is the original G1, and it's only for me because it just makes me realize that the figures I thought were bright white are nowhere near white at all anymore. But you can see the homage obviously there from the G1. Of course it is glaringly missing this red stripe along there, but they did that with this guy. They missed out his yellow stripe. Then unfortunately when they brought him back severely damaged, they put the yellow stripe in. So maybe they'll put the red stripe in with this, and then maybe they'll colour in the windows as well. With regards to some other, I suppose, sized figures to give you an idea of just how big he is, that's the Jurassic Park Jeep, because he's here. I know that I've already had somebody say keep the drag strip in as a size guide, so there we go. There is the drag strip figure. He is pretty much as long. Now again, I know that drag strip is of course a deluxe and he is slightly longer, but there's loads more going on with this figure, in everything, in the way that it's articulate, is his transformation, in just how he looks, to be honest. What else have I got here around? So here's a deluxe motorbike, of course his animated prowl, and to be honest I haven't really got many more figures in their alternate modes. It's quite interesting though, because when he's in his alternate mode it looks a little bit smaller. So if you were to bring these guys out, no, he still doesn't scale very well, does he? Right, one last quick thing with this isn't going to work, but I'm just going to show it you anyway. This is of course the background, and it does fit on, but it's going to look way better when we come back and have a look at him in that robot mode and see how we can use his accessories, and of course see how he displays with everybody else. Okay, then back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and of course this is the way that I'm going to be definitely displaying him. So let's have a look what we can do with his accessories. Now as I said, I'm going to keep the light bars there, even though you could take them off and of course store the guns on as exactly as you saw when he was in his alternate mode. Now funnily enough, you could probably do the same on this. You could store these, yep, underneath there as well if you actually wanted to. There's these few little tabs, and it's a little bit different obviously to your 5mm ports that we had, all with regards to, I suppose, legacy figures and War for Cybertron, etc. That was my fault because I put it the wrong way around. It was getting caught on there. Or would it be facing upwards? No, I think you'd have to face it upwards, but I'm obviously not going to be doing that. I'm going to be popping it into his hands. I'm just showing you very quickly what of course we can do with regards to that if you wanted to. So that's going to lift up there like so. No, it doesn't look as good at all, does it? What I need to do is pop him into his hands, even though it's quite rare to see Ratchet with blasters in his hands, especially because that was obviously never really his role. It does look really good. Right, let's bring up, first and foremost, let's bring up some other Ratchets. So this was the Siege mold, which again looks like it's starting to change color, unfortunately. This was his shattered glass version, so quite recent, these figures, to be honest. This one is hands down the best, hands down, completely different league, shall we say. Let's move him out of the way, and once again let's bring in the original, and I'm not really going to discuss the original because it's obviously very, very different, and it wasn't designed to be a transformer. It was going to be an exosuit for a little pilot, but I suppose that's a discussion for another video. But there's the core class figure, which is just about as big. Funnily enough, I've got a G1 Bumblebee here as well, just to give you an idea of some scale and some size. Then before we bring in some of the other ones, there of course is Ironhide. I've already said I definitely think that the white works better on this mold. Perhaps the darker window there helps that one out, but I'm really loving the white with regards to this. With regards to some more size comparisons, so there's some G1 figures just to give you an idea. Let's do some mainline figures. Even though you've just seen a load of deluxe, let's just give you a few more mainline figures once again to give you an idea of his size. In fact, I might as well bring in the ones from the specific same toy line, to be honest. That of course is Commander class, and he's just spectacular. Then we've got deluxe there. We've also got another Voyager here, not from the same toy line but newer figure, to give you an idea of how he's scaling up with regards to that. Let's move him back out of the way. Let's bring in a Wheelie. So them are all your figures from the same toy line. Again, you've got a good idea, I suppose, of the scale and the size with them. Let's move these out of the way. Let's very quickly bring the backdrop in just to show you that. And to be fair, even though RC wasn't on the ship, yes, let's move her out of the way. That's not a bad backdrop. I have, like I've said in the last few videos, I can't see many people ever really using these unless they are just buying one figure as a centerpiece. It's nice that they put them in, but I'd rather they save the money. Maybe did a huge one that you sort of piece together, and then that would make it far, far better for me, in my opinion. Right, if you collect third-party figures, this is just going to be a very quick whip around. So that is New Age, that is Magic Square, that is Doctor Wu, and then this is Iron Factory. So these won't scale with these at all, but I know that some of the viewers only collect third party instead of these. So let me move these out of the way, and I'm gonna just round it off, as I say, with that. What a great figure, another great use of a really good looking mold. Thankfully he's out in the UK now, he's popping up absolutely everywhere, but in the meantime, this is your Studio Series 86 Ratchet. Let me know what you think of him in the comments. Is he definitely on your list? I want to know if you want to get one too. Thanks very much, guys. Take care.